recently too. Um, John and a few other people haven't seen them in here yet, but
Yeah, I think a lot of people are catching the replays and stuff too. If you haven't received access to the membership area, we are uploading everything inside of there as well.
yeah.
I'd like to maybe get it time stamped because it's sometimes an hour is a long time, and if you need to get caught up on a whole week, then I don't know. Let me just go here really quickly and do this.
Okay.
So why don't we, I like to always just kind of kick things off with a quick recap of what we've covered so far and where we're going. While I'm doing that, feel free to comment in chat and let us know, if there's been anything that you've been stuck on, if there's anything that you just had like an aha moment around, anything that you would like to hear more about. Give us your feedback. That's why we're here, is to help you guys in any way that we can, right? So the more we hear from you guys, the better. Um, Day one, we talked about your customer, who you want to work with. That is always going to be super, super important, no matter what. No matter what you're selling, it's important to understand what will motivate that one person, right? Even if we're just selling
Mhm.
bedtime to our kids, we need to know what will motivate them in order to sell bedtime, right? Um,
Yeah.
I know. And so we covered that. Your ultimate customer, 100 dream customers, clients. Mark, I saw you shared that you've been on it, man. You finished everything so far. Good job. There's a few other people that have private messaged me what they've been up to. Amazing. I love seeing that. It makes it feel like Jason and I are on the right track by doing these trainings, right? By doing these calls. Day number two, we talked about your offer, the key ingredients to creating a really good offer. I think we've all pretty much got that locked down. If you wanted to chat more about that, then let us know, because that's one of my favorite things to talk about, is like a specific business and what they can offer. That's where I spend a lot of my time personally, working with clients one-on-one. And then yesterday we dove into content creation for you, for your brand, so that you can start creating the content that you need in order to attract your perfect customers to you, create interest, and then market to them and sell to them, right? 54 pieces of content, was it, Jason?
Yeah, 54 pieces of content. Yeah. So if you take those three main topics, break it up into nine different categories, and then break those up into, um, yeah, basically another 50 pieces of content, you
Yeah.
have a good start.
Yeah, you have a great start. And you could take our AIM framework. I'm going to dial that in a little bit more today. If you wanted to, you could go back to that worksheet and create just attraction based content, right? That phase one for cold traffic. You could go back and create, a second group of content for people who are a bit warmer, that are, that have now been attracted to you and are now following you and are interested in more, right? And then you could go back also and use that framework for creating your marketing material as well. Danica, I see a hand up. You can go ahead, girl. Let's see here.
Hey, yes. So I'm just getting in here and I wanted to ask more of a sales question. So today I actually went out to a potential client and I'll just kind of walk you through how it went. So I had already made an appointment with him, which I took the idea from Jason, made the appointment. So today was my day to come back. And when I talked to him, I said, I'm with a restaurant marketing agency, and I just kind of introduced. Well, I asked him what his how's business, and he said, "Well, business is doing very good. We're starting to pick up." I don't believe him, just to be honest with you, but that's okay. I continue to let him talk, And then I told him about a system that I have with the company that I work with, and how we were able to reach his targeted market through SMS or text messaging. And then he proceeded to say that, oh, well, we have MailChimp, we've done that, we're doing that, we've just started that, and it targets people, or it sends out text messages to people for their birthday. And that's all he said. So I just kind of introduced some other things that, that the system that we have, that it does, it sends out promotions. It'll also help with referrals and bring in, not only retain the customers he has, but also bring in new customers. Well, when he mentioned that, well, we got this, and I didn't want to continue, and I didn't want to berate him. So I said, okay, well, if that doesn't work out, you know my number, just give me a call. So I just wanted to know, is there a way that I could have done that better? What way could I could improve that?
Jay, do you have any initial thoughts?
Um, um, the you basically said, hey, if they change their mind, then let me know.
Yes, I said, give me a call, and we can follow up.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you could probably do in that situation there too is, well, ask them, did they give you a reason why they weren't interested right then?
Well, it was mostly because he said they already had their hands in MailChimp. Like they had started a MailChimp where it goes through SMS marketing, and he just pretty much said that it'll reach out to his people for birthdays. And
Oh yeah,
that's all he
okay.
pretty much said.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't
I
think,
mean,
like, does MailChimp send text messages?
yeah,
I didn't know
probably
that.
they probably can now. I don't really know. I haven't dug into Mailchimp. I'm sorry, I didn't hear everything that you said when you were saying it because I was responding to a question. But a big thing is, I mean, you can set a date and come back and say, hey, follow up with them later. I mean, you could also go into a few different things where you just talk about, you find out more about what they're actually doing, and then see if that's a good system for them. The truth
Mm.
is, the other truth is too, it's not going to be for everybody too. It really is, you're going to find people who are like, yeah, that's awesome, and then there's going to be people who are not. So I guess I'd need a little bit more details about what the conversation was about that. They already have MailChimp, they're sending out messages. There's a whole lot more that we can do within high level. So it would have to be more about finding like what they are doing and what they aren't doing. Hey, can you show me what you're doing? Can I get on that list? Can I
Okay.
see what you're doing? And then maybe there's some things I can give you some advice to help you improve what you're doing. That kind of stuff. I don't know. Those are some thoughts
Okay.
too. Just to, again,
Okay.
just to build a relationship there too.
I'm going to post in chat right now. You should have access to this already. I put it inside of our membership area too for you guys. This is a document that I've got a lot of um, cold email outreach scripts, questions that you can ask people during a meeting, initial research that you should do before you go into a meeting. There's follow-up stuff in there as well. So take a really good look at that doc that I just posted. But I would say it's all about asking more questions. And I love that this came up because I was wondering if this should be a focus for our call today. It's funny how in their head, they're like, well, we've already got that. Okay. So that's great. If they're going to use MailChimp, that's fine. Doesn't matter. But the questions that we're going to ask are, how is your takeout and delivery? Could that be increased? Is it pretty consistent every day, or are there certain days that are busier than others? How busy are you during happy hour? Do you have a happy hour? Do you have a list that you can actively quickly send a text message out to? Because emails open rates are so low, right? Like that is a huge pain point. So when we're talking about creating our content, like from yesterday, I would really
Mhm.
I would have on my list of content to create all around, these are the different types of software you can use for email, whatever. But ultimately, email rates are so low these days, right? Are your customers
Right.
actually seeing what you're sending them? They're not. How many people are currently on that list, and what are you doing to grow a list? What are you doing every day to actively grow that list? Do they just have a subscribe to our newsletter on their website? If it's a pizza place, how many people are going to do that? Not many. You've got a full marketing system where you could run one ad for $10 a day and probably get 10 people on their list a day that have raised their hands and are interested in coming in, right?
Yeah, but do you know how they like, so asking about that, do you know how they're getting people on their list and through MailChimp? Because MailChimp can send SMS messages too.
Yeah.
So
And that's
I
what
wanted to kind of, I wanted to
uh,
kind of step in and help Danica out because everybody knows
Yep.
that we're a team in this. I think another thing that plays against her, I want to say that against her in the local market is Danica's daytime job is a news reporter. So when she goes to people, they automatically think that whatever they say is going to be on the news. So it's like that perception. So I see where he probably wasn't as apt to say, yeah, we do need help. The restaurant is doing this, or we can go better in this area. So I think her approach was not necessarily wrong, but I think with the mindset of knowing that people are going to automatically want to paint this perfect picture to her because of who she is, who she's known as in the community, also plays against. So I think it just where he didn't really see the value in what she was bringing is more or less him telling the news lady, yeah, everything's perfect, everything's good over here. And that's why she
Yeah.
said in the beginning that
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really believe him because this is a small community. We know when we pass by your restaurant, it's not packed to capacity, so you always can do better. So I think that's what she's fighting against at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a good
Can I
comment
give
from
can I
some
give a really quick tip around that before it pops out of my head? I would lead then with, once they've got a meeting scheduled with you. So if you're actively reaching out and you're saying, we're building this business and we're working with restaurants specifically, do you have a few minutes for us to chat? I'd really love feedback around what we're building inside of our agency to help restaurants grow or to help whatever, insert blank here. Okay. Once they've booked a meeting with you, it wouldn't hurt then for you to send them some type of a like confidentiality. Like, I'm not here as a news broadcaster. I am here, to see if we can work together at this different level. Everything you tell me will be strictly, it's confidential, not past me, whatever. Like, can you create some kind of a document then that maybe you could send out to them and just let them know that this is a private conversation?
okay. That could maybe affect it because he's right and he knows that for a fact that I have seen we pass by his business all the time and it's not booked. I mean, he
Yeah.
has slow, which is why I chose to go to him. And
yeah.
I think that definitely is something I could do, I could lead off with. And I also believe what you said about asking more questions. I think and it was almost like he was trying to cut me off at the pass, which I mean, I get it. And I pushed a little bit just to say, well, there's more to just, a birthday. There's other things. And I know for
Right.
myself, I could educate myself more on what are those other things instead of just saying, well, I did say promotions, referrals, goes a little step further, but I think I'm glad that Scholar keyed in on that because that's kind of a big deal. It plays against me sometimes, but then it also works in my favor depending on the situation.
Yeah. Is your goal to leave your day job eventually and go full in on this?
One more
I would
time, I'm
answer
sorry.
for her. No, the answer
Is
is
your
yes.
goal to eventually leave your job, your career, and go full in on this agency?
Yes.
Then that is your why. Like, make sure people know, like, I'm trying to build this thing. I want to fully go all in on this, and I need feedback. I need feedback from you as a restaurant owner. And I would really just love if you could spend a few minutes with me and answer a bunch of questions that I have for you. Because for them, they think they're amazing because they finally signed up for MailChimp and that they're doing that. Right? So
Right.
to try and switch them from that right away is going to be tricky. If they've already gone through the pain of setting something else up, but there's tons of other things that you can offer, like just a marketing system, right?
And so if you haven't even gone into like the whole, like you haven't set the meeting with them yet and you're still just trying to get a meeting just to chat with them about a few things. Yeah, even just saying, I would just like to just show you and get some feedback about this thing. Charles Higgins here on Facebook message and said, and this would be more on the next step once you get into, the pitch about your system and what you could do for them if they're after you've shown them a couple things. Charles said, he said, what if you could have an open-ended question like, if I could, would you? If I could make the transition seamless from MailChimp to my SaaS brand, would you agree to do business? If I gave you 2 weeks for free or 4 weeks for free to help with the transition, would you go ahead and sign up today? The point is that you're trying to surface the true objection. You aren't saying you will do any of this, but you're saying that if I could do this, would you then do it? Like, I know you just signed up for MailChimp, but if I gave you 2 weeks for free and we transitioned you seamlessly over to our marketing system that could help you, blah, 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 what is that something that you do?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I would definitely consider that.
Is that something that you would consider? Yeah.
And then
that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Charles, thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing. So take a look at the doc that I shared in chat there. There's so many great questions you can ask. Do you know how often your customers come back? Do you have the answer to that question? They most likely don't. What if I could show you a way that you actually could track how frequently your customers come back in?
Right.
What would that be worth? Right? If you knew, or if you, whatever, right? Like there's so many different ways that we can go about this. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yeah, totally.
That we kicked it off with that question because I think
that was really good. Yeah.
It's all about what questions we want to ask, right? And so yeah, take a look at that doc. There's lots in there. Oh, here we go. I'll repost the link to that doc. It's just in chat there for you, Ada. Okay. So that's an amazing question. And you know what? Good job for going out there and taking some action.
Absolutely.
It's a really quick story. I love stories. I find it easier to connect through stories. Last night, our son had his last hockey game for his spring league hockey team. We signed him up for this really intensive, it's like an 8-week, it's super quick, super intense, lots of training, lots of development, amazing coaches, like ex-NHL guys coaching, and whatever. I think within the first 2 weeks played the same team that they played last night. The first time they played against that team, they lost badly. Like they stopped keeping a score, I think when it hit 12-0. It was terrible. The boys wouldn't move the puck. They wouldn't pass. Their heads weren't up. It was like, so annoying to watch. And last night they played the exact same team again and they won like 7-2. And it was like watching a completely different team. And what I want to say about that is it's repetition and intensity. Those coaches ran the exact same drill over and over and over and over and over, the exact same skills over and over and over and over. And watching them play last night, they all knew where they needed to be. They all knew exactly, like, amazing passes, heads up. Like, it was unreal to watch how in such a short amount of time, how far a group could come together like that. And just, it was like magic watching that. And it's repetition and intensity. It's walking into 10 places and having the same questions and having the same conversation over and over and over and over and over again. And then it's taking the right pieces of content and saying those few things over and over and over and over again, but just in different ways until it clicks, until something takes off. And I promise you, just do the thing. Go and research 10 new businesses every day. Like, pop into a few local businesses every day, or pick up the phone and just get yourself in that uncomfortable spot over and over and over. And you might suck at it at first. You might lose. You might get a ton of no's, but every no you get is going to get you closer to that yes. Right? You're 100 mistakes away. So make them quickly. Like, why drag that shit out? Let's just go get it, right?
Yeah, that's a big part of this whole challenge. And the challenges that we've done in the past too is just like, let's get out there and do things. Let's actually put some stuff into play and make things go. And really good job for you guys getting out there and chatting with so many people.
Yeah, you guys are doing awesome. Like, so good. It's all about taking action.
So Miguel asked, assuming they accept to move from MailChimp and try it out, what about pricing? MailChimp seems really cheap. Starting prices for both email and SMS at $40 a month. It's based on contracts though. But to a business owner that doesn't have too many contacts, they may not want to move away from it. Maybe not worth following this kind of lead if they bring up the price difference. And Shan just wrote exactly under what Mark Howard said. They are paying for your skills and knowledge plus support. They won't get that with MailChimp. A big thing, and I believe this, and I said this for a long time, and I like to repeat it, is that when you go to work with a business, walk in like you are like their marketing advisor. You are the person that they can go to ask about marketing. They can go to ask about technical questions. They can go to ask about how to get more customers. You're the expert in that field, right? And you're going in to help them out, right? You want to go in and help them out. So even when businesses come to you and are saying, like, once you start creating this content, once you start doing the attraction stuff, and we're going to talk about influence stuff right away here. Once you start doing those and then doing the marketing things and you get people reaching out to you and talking to you, they're looking to you to be an advisor, right? They want you to tell them what they should be doing. So having good questions that kind of dig deep into what their business is actually like. Again, a little bit hard to do when you first just walk in to a business, but you can always be like, hey, let me ask you a question. Like, how many messages are you sending out a week? Do you know how many you're actually sending out? You know, how many people are responding? Are any people bringing coupons in? Are you doing anything like that? On
average, how many coupons come back when you do mail out?
Yeah, are you guys sending out coupons and promotions, or are you guys just sending out a text message to remind people to come in? Is there an incentive there? Have them questioning what they're doing and being like, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, because they just jump in there and they'll start sending out messages, but who knows what those messages even are unless you're on the list, right? And again, definitely position yourself as an expert. I like to think of like you're marketing advisor. So you're going in and chatting with them about those things. Yeah, very cool. Good, very good way to start off the Thursday call here.
Love it.
So I think we should jump into we don't have to spend a whole lot of time on it, but yesterday we talked about the attraction phase of this whole AIM method. A is for attraction, right? We're putting out
Babe, I've got a whole doc that like a little thing here. Can I share it?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
just forget everything that I said. It's all good. Yeah, so we'll talk about influence here, what that actually looks like. Shan has
There we go.
talked about this many times here. So instead of me rambling on about it, she can actually show you some stuff that she's put together for some of our clients to help them. Oh, so what does Mark say? But they're sending out birthday emails. Yeah, they're probably only sending out birthday emails. 9 times out of 10, that person have to already be made plans, so too late. Yeah. Totally agree with you there. I mean, one of the things we have inside the birthday system is that we're not just sending out a birthday reminder on their birthday saying happy birthday. We're actually following up with them too and giving them a coupon that they can use over the course of the next month to bring them in, because generally they will have birthday plans. You can also set it up to send them a birthday reminder. Hey, it's your birthday is coming up in a week, in 2 weeks. We can set that up inside the system. Very, very simple in there. But yeah, if they're only doing birthday reminders, it doesn't hurt if they say they already have a system. Sorry, excuse me. It doesn't hurt that if they say that they already have an SMS system set up, or they're using MailChimp or whatever, to dig in a little bit and to try and find out what they're doing. And you know what, you might end up asking more questions is going to be great. Rather than talking to them about your system, asking them questions about what they have, what their business, what they have set up is a really good way to go. Then you can dig in a little bit more and question what they're doing, and then just say, hey, I'd like to show you our system. If they still say no, just remember this whole thing with marketing, all of it is a numbers game, right? The more people we go talk to, the more practice we get, the better things are going to go. And you're going to find those businesses who are open and receptive to it. Because not everybody's going to be open and receptive to it. Yeah. Like I've run into clients who are like, you walk into a business and they're like, I will gladly spend $500 to $700 a month on this. In fact, we're already spending $1,000 a month here, so I'm happy to spend $1,000 a month with you guys. I've walked into businesses and talked to them where they're like, I will not spend more than $250 a month on marketing. And then you go talk to other ones and they're like, I won't spend anything. I had one person say to me, if I spent more than $2,500, or I think it was because there was something I was selling, it was $200 a month or whatever, and they were $225, and they said to me, like, $2,500 a year for marketing, that's absolutely ridiculous. I would never spend that. Nobody should spend that kind of money on marketing. What are you going to do with a client like that? Right? You can go through a bunch of things, but really, the big thing is the more businesses you talk to and you get in front of, and that's what we want. That's what we're doing with this whole 5-day challenge, is getting you out there so that you're in front of more people and you have more people coming to you rather than always having to go out and prospect and find more people, right? Building your local brand and your brand so that when people check you out, they know what you're talking about. They know that you know what you're talking about. They can come to you and they see you as an advisor rather than seeing you as a salesperson just walking through the door.
Yeah, exactly.
So I will let you go ahead.
Love it. Okay, so we covered kind of the first. So there's a few different ways you can look at the AIM method. Okay. And I also recommend, like, inside of your agency, take this type of a framework and create something that you use inside of your agency that will set you up as an authority. And it is also something that you can be posting about on social media, whatever. It just helps to elevate you and show you as an expert. Feel free. We use this process for so many different things. We use this process for all of our clients when we're launching ads. And we use this process from coaches to fitness to really any industry this works. And then we also use this process inside of our agency. And so the first step is basically cold traffic. Okay. Think about, going out to a bar and finding somebody attractive. You're not going to ask that person if they will marry you right away. There's different phases of that relationship that need to happen. And that's basically what the AIM method does. You start as a cold audience, right? We need to attract people to us, create awareness, align ourselves with them through our beliefs, through our values, through content that resonates with them. Associate, like association, attention, like these are all kind of the things that need to happen in this first phase of a relationship. Okay. So again, think of your perfect customer. What are things that they're interested in aside from the business that you can share? What are things about yourself that you can share that will resonate with that audience? What do they find funny? You know, what other businesses do they follow that you follow? Like, with our OK Local brand, we share tons of things that are going on in our community, right? So we're known as like, somebody who supports local businesses in the community, right? General content about their industry, about what you're offering is something that will stand out, right? Then the side effects of, you know, what you're going to offer them. So like better sleep, more focus, more patience at home with family, a happier team, less turnover, more consistent sales, all of the great side effects of automating and setting up better systems in their business. This is all under like that cold audience umbrella.
That's a really good point right there too. Like with the last bullet point that you have on there with better sleep, more focus. That comes from knowing your customer, what their problems are, right? What their pain points are, is so that you can work that into your messaging when you're doing like that AIDA formula, when you're doing like a headline caption kind of thing, so you can know, you know, hey, are you a restaurant owner who needs to get more sleep because you're up at night worrying about your like whatever,
or
blah blah
it's
blah.
like or it's a really funny meme of a restaurant owner looking like up late at night. So this is an example of an ad that I ran under the A bucket for a fitness studio. Okay. I don't remember. It was like something about the fashion from the 80s. Okay. Our target was women between the ages 30 and 50. And I ran this as an ad. It was whatever, just something that will catch attention, make somebody laugh. I've got other screenshots of this exact same ad after it ran for like a couple weeks, like 80 comments, people tagging their friends, 100 shares, 500 likes. Okay. This is just attracting your audience and just making them kind of laugh. Like that's all it kind of needs to be. It doesn't need to be anything too serious at this point.
Right.
It's just like, here's my fun dance move on the dance floor. Will you look at me? Right? Like that initial attraction phase is what we're going after. So in a really nice, light way, you can do that. Okay. So then based off that, we are now building an invisible audience on social media that we can retarget. Okay. But now, because these people are now, they've engaged with the account, you can throw down the next thing that will create further interest. So under the I bucket, the middle bucket there, we've got a warm audience, right? Maybe you could ask them out on a date. Like maybe you could ask if you could meet up for something. Maybe they want to register for your webinar. Maybe they've raised their hand and they want to download a cheat sheet that you've created for their industry. Maybe they just want to fill out a lead form and get on a call. Okay, so this is where we give further information, more ideas, you know, and we build our invisible list and we create further interest. Okay. So the second step aims to build interest and influence potential customers, turning their initial curiosity and genuine interest in your products or services. Okay. So again, this is where you can run ads and retarget anybody who's watched a video. So for instance, with Power Tools, I'm running ads. Let me know if you guys see them ever. We're running a ton of ads, but I am very strategic in my targeting in the way that there's an initial thing that runs that's like a 5-minute video. I retarget anybody who has watched 25% or more of that video with a certain message. I retarget other people that have landed on our actual Facebook profile to check us out further with different messaging. Okay. And so we can build out those funnels. And that's not something we're going to dive too deep into this week. We're creating a program where you're going to get access to more of that. But initially, just start thinking about, using the frameworks that we shared with you yesterday. What is the type of content that you can create here? What do you know that they're doing that maybe isn't working as effectively as they want? Like, share, comment campaigns on Instagram. You guys, we can use our loyalty and reward system to automate that one thing. That is one thing that you could create content about, showing, all those likes and comments and tags don't make a business money. Building a list that you own makes a business money, right? But now what if you can give your customers points as well for tagging you in posts as a business, right? Like, that is the type of interest, influence type content that we want to create. We want to show people this versus this. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. Showing you supporting other business owners, like, what is it like to work with you versus paying $40 a month for MailChimp, right?
Yep.
They need to write all the messages. They still need to do all of that stuff. And so what does working with you look like? Could you create a video of you and somebody else sitting down, creating a strategy together? Can you create a video showing, what it's like when a customer comes in and checks in using your QR code, your VIP list growing QR code? I'm not the techie one, right? And then they get points. Can you create some content like that? You are the expert. You have the ideas. You will put things into action for them and then show them actual results that you're getting for your clients right now. Like, do you have any text messages from a client saying, like, holy shit, 20 new people on my list today and only $15 spent, and if not, then you can still, there's ways that you can create that until you do have those results. Okay. Courtney, 100%. I think this is where the benefits of niching down is really, it's so important. You can create 8 different businesses if you want to. And, but why? Like, stick to one for now. This is another example right here. It's pretty small. Wonder if I made it bigger. This is another ad that I ran for this fitness studio. Within a couple days, they had 4,100% video views on a TikTok video that I found. Like, you don't need to create this content. You can go and find it. It was like funny mom videos during summer holidays. Your kids are home, you're super annoyed, you're not able to go to the gym. Like, this is for fitness, guys. Has nothing to do with fitness. 4,000 video views, tons of comments, people tagging their friends. Then I retargeted with, summertime challenge sale or whatever it was, right? But it's just like, yes, that's me. I'm a mom. I'm busy. My kids are at home, like, whatever. Just more further interest. Okay. So this is in this area, this is where we would talk about, is there like an opt-in or a cheat sheet or a quiz or a poll or something that they could actually raise their hands, give you their contact information, or send you a message or a DM, like, comment whatever below this video, and then you can set up an automation with a DM to actually begin a conversation with somebody, right? Do you want to know the top 5 ways to increase your happy hour sales? Do you want to know the top 5 proven offers for a family restaurant that make X amount or that whatever, how to sell more retail in your hair salon? I know that one kills. How to raise your rates as a hairstylist, how to raise your rates as an independent hairstylist, how to book out your campsite, have a fully booked campsite before the season even begins. Are there any other ideas you guys have that you want to add to?
Yeah.
It could go on and on and on and on, right? Like for us, how to sell loyalty and rewards to restaurants using High Level, right? We've done that workshop quite a few times now. The minute I turn those ads on, people are like, yep, I want to see. How to turn likes, comments, and shares into your VIP list. How to, I don't know, how to run a promotion in your business without losing any money. How to trade, what was the thing that you said yesterday, Jay? How to trade a $5 basket of nachos in for $6,000.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
On repeat. Right? So this is interest. This is where we want to build up that interest.
This is where you know
right?
the pain points of your customer, where you have more interest, and that's where your another good thing in here is video testimonials and stuff too. I think maybe you said that in there. Testimonials of customers, happy customers too, creating content around their pain points and frustrations. Absolutely. What else was I thinking there too? A lot of the content that you created can be created. The whole idea of the way you position here with the attract side of things is you're really just trying to get people in that niche that you're after to engage with your content at the start. And it's just simple stuff, right? That you're trying to get them to engage in it. Now you can throw more content in there. You can throw more educational stuff in there. You can throw in some demos. You can say how to do this, if you're having this problem, do this kind of thing. You can do that too. But like Shan said, sometimes you can just run fun memes, fun videos that are targeted directly at those customers. So it's really interesting doing things that way too.
Yeah, share what other businesses are sharing. Share, it depends. A really good question just came up. Is there a magic formula for the A method? Like how many A's before moving to I and so on? This is what I would recommend is you decide for yourself how aggressive you want to be and how often you want to post. So now based on whoever your customer is, you should know where they hang out. Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on YouTube? Where are they? Where are they at? Right? Now, each one of those platforms, there's different strategies involved there, right? TikTok, I mean, I love it, but I don't know what to say about that. It sounds like it might go away. TikTok, you're supposed to post 6 times a day. So if I was going all in on my TikTok account and I was going to attract digital marketing agency owners to my TikTok account, they say you should be posting at least 6 times a day. And so I would post 2 A pieces of content, 2 I pieces of content, and 2 marketing pieces of content. You can just go AIM, like all day long, this is related a lot to like a book that Gary Vaynerchuk put out years and years and years ago. Is it like jab, 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 right hook or something like that? Where it's like value, value, pitch, value, value, pitch, value, value, pitch, right? So it doesn't matter, but just it's key to have all three ingredients. You know, a lot of people you'll find, most businesses that you look at, they'll either create a ton of just interest-based content, but they don't do any attraction or just relationship building or, you know, alignment type stuff, you know, anything like that. They don't share anything about themselves. And so it's all just like this interest-based stuff. Or, you know, sometimes people only put marketing, like, hey, we've got this sale. Hey, we've got this thing for sale. Hey, come get this thing for sale. Hey, we've got a last minute opening. Come get it, you know, whatever. So it's just a really good mix of all three. And you're going to find you're going to feel more comfortable in one of these areas. And one of them is probably going to feel really uncomfortable. So hopefully this framework will just help give you some ideas of things that you can create, content that you can create. Mark Howard, I would say at this stage, it's more about brand awareness. TikTok works if you have a really good hook at the start. Just hit. Oh, my comments thing, 11K, nice. Yeah, I've been hitting about 500K on some, but I haven't been going all in on a whole lot, honestly, to be really, really honest with you guys.
There was so one of the really interesting things about this whole AIM method, and we're going to get into that more tomorrow, is that it's the first part is just to get their attention, right? So for example, we've spent tens of thousands of dollars on courses and content and everything on how to do direct response marketing, and how we've come up with this AIM method. So for example, there is someone that we follow called James Wedmore. He just launched a program, or he launches a program every single year. And one of the things that he did, and I like to check out to see what other people are doing, because if you've ever followed like Russell Brunson and they talk about funnel hacking and everything like that, check to see what other people are doing. If you see somebody else doing restaurant marketing, see what they're doing, go through their flow, sign up for things. That's why I have like 90,000 messages in my email that I haven't opened, because I sign up for everything to see what everyone's doing, right? To get their emails, to see what the messaging is, to see how they're positioning themselves, everything like that. So naturally sign up for James Wedmore. It's the start thing. His first thing, the first thing he's talking about in here was finding your niche, right? Finding your niche. Here's a download our niche finding workbook. Just give us your email address. So that's his first thing. So once he goes into that, he has a little story about it. You sign up for put your email address in, whatever. He's got upsells and he takes you to other things. But then all of a sudden, now you're being hit with more content, more interest stuff, right? Hey, we had that first attraction thing. Oh, I hit you with something that you're thinking about. Now I'm going to go into more, I'm going to dive deeper in that. I'm going to start giving you more content around that, right? Just like doesn't even matter what niche you're talking about. Hit them with something that they're interested in, a pain point, a problem, a frustration that they're having, something funny even, just to pick those people out of the crowd. Then when they start engaging with things, then you can retarget them. Your ad spend goes lower. It doesn't cost as much then, because you know they've already engaged with your content, so you can retarget them. And then you're hitting them with more content about like, here's what we do. Here's how we, get those customers. Here's how we do this thing. Here's how we've helped this business. Here's a testimonial from these ones. And there's no magic number of exactly how many, run 3 of these, 4 of these, and 1 of these kind of thing. But even just starting off with 1 to see how things go, 1, 1, 1, and running them through a process of that. But ideally, you're creating content. The world we live in right now is all about branding. And I very much believe that 2024 is like the year of building your brand. Getting out there, building your brand, creating content, and getting in front of people. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. So having a good framework that's going to help you just decide what content to create and then get it out there is going to be a big, big boost to those other agencies who aren't doing anything. Right? So I guess that's the end of that. That's the end of that little story. But once we get into the marketing, that's where we have more call to actions, right? Then we have more call to actions telling people to buy stuff and do things like that. Even with the middle interest stuff, there doesn't have to be a lot of call to actions into it. It's always a good idea to have a call to action, but you don't have to push it really hard. Once you see the cool thing with ads, what Shannon's going to show you tomorrow, is that you can then retarget those people and say, hey, this person has watched, 80% of like 5 of our videos. We're going to be able to, there's somebody who's really interested in this space anyways. So if we can start hitting them up with book a call, book a demo, let's have a chat, that kind of thing. Even if they're local, if you're running ads locally to attract local businesses, you can be like, hey, we'll stop by, let's have a conversation. So that's really
I just
cool.
want to I want to show you guys some proof here. I'm just going to share my screen really quickly again. I just Googled funny meme about running a restaurant. Guys, look at who's popping up right away here. Touch Bistro, Toast, software companies for restaurants, right? So they're using this strategy as well. It's so easy to find, like just go find a few pieces of content. But a lot of it is, it's like all software companies that are selling software to restaurants, and that's what's coming up. And yeah, go look and see, like, what does Toast do for their marketing? If you're dealing with restaurants, go look and see, definitely go funnel hack a little bit. Like if you wanted to, whatever it may be, like give me one. I don't know. What would be a good one? Restaurant marketing. Bad spelling. Let's go pages. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what their ads look like, because this is what you could do for a restaurant, right? So it's all about thinking about what you can do for your brand, but then also the things that you can do for a customer so that you can put strategy into place. And this is how you can go see what kind of ads people are running. Feeling like texting your ex, reach out to Good Food instead. Like, so it's kind of funny, right? That's how you attract an audience, is by standing out. Join back and get up to 20 free meals across your first 4 boxes. Crazy. That's an awesome deal.
That's like, now you're just gonna start looking at like, oh, like food delivery systems.
But I mean, but look at what they're giving away, right? So that you join the subscription,
Yeah.
It's a really good example of that. Let's see here. I don't know, maybe this wasn't a great example to try and just do this on the fly. But they've got like videos. Here's a dude that can't cook for himself. Like, it's relatable. They're probably targeting men for this ad, right? Like, here's a shitty food I made before, and here's what I can make now. So can you create some content that's like that, that's relatable? Yeah, like MailChimp, that's actually it's a great indicator that business is trying, but they just don't know. Right? They don't know what the difference is between MailChimp or what we have, right?
They don't.
Are you using any particular software to edit your videos? I have CapCut, and then I also have I use Descript a lot for breaking down Jason's videos that he does, because they're pretty long. And then I just also use the actual platform. Like I'll just use TikTok and edit inside of there, or I'll use Instagram and edit just inside of there. I find those ones get more reach. And then Canva too, we use as well for a lot of our client stuff.
I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to share this screen here. It's somebody that I stumbled upon the other day who is doing restaurant marketing. I know just because we're talking about restaurants still too, but it's a really good example of some of the content that you can create. So I think I'm sharing my screen there. Oops. This guy here, he owns a business called Order Chop. They use High Level for their marketing backend, but they built their own platform for doing stuff for restaurants, and they focus mostly on online ordering systems. That's what they do. So they're doing online ordering for restaurants, but his whole page, and he actually just started creating this content back, I think it was on April 9th, because I was looking through this all, but maybe not even May 9th, but maybe it's on April 9th, May 10th, here, but he's doing a ton of different content. It's called Order Chop, and he's just creating a ton of different videos all about problems that restaurants are having. Leveraging technology to improve store ordering staffed at your restaurant. And again, you can just see kind of the content that he's creating, and it's not super crazy. I feel like he's using CapCut. He's ordering it. He's doing things online. That's why you've got all those weird transitions and things going. This is just his own personal profile. So he's not, I don't think he'd be running these as ads, but he might be. They might have it on their own Order Chop actual page that they're running these things, but you can see
Jay, you can run ads from your personal page now.
Can you? Okay, so maybe that's what he's doing from here as well. And yeah, so he's down in Georgia, I think, and his business partners up in Alberta here in Canada, but that they're creating all these content just like this guy's eating pizza, right? Whatever. So this is similar to some of the content, and they just started, I guess it goes back a little ways here too, but those are some of the ads that he's running, and it's just a good example of somebody creating content for a specific niche, and you could tell they're just going all in. He created a bunch of different topics, sitting in front of his computer, just recording a bunch of videos.
Yeah, and like share as much as you can about you. Like your day behind the scenes, right? Who
doesn't
are
hurt.
you? People want to do business with real people. In all the businesses that we run ads for, the ads that, or just organic posts that always do best is like a picture of the owner or a picture of the staff, or real stories from real people, whether you've got clients you can tap into, or just real life experience that you can talk about that will set you apart. If you're funny, share share some funny things. If you are a super foodie, like share that. The more in that initial attraction, affinity type phase is just like building that relationship with people, right? Before they're ever going to reach out to you. Yeah. So does anybody have any questions? Or I would just say for today, like there isn't a ton of homework other than, go through and think about, create what you can using this framework.
It could even be go out and create a video and post it, for your niche. Take one of those topics that you created yesterday, and actually just go out and create one of those videos. You don't have to worry so much about whether it's attraction or influence or one of the marketing ones, whatever, but just start. We want to start building our brand, right? And the thing through Facebook is like, let's post to our own profiles, let people know what we're doing. Don't be afraid to have, your own personal you're marketing your business content on your personal profile. Your friends and family and everything are going to see it. That's fine, whatever. And then intersperse some of the stuff that's in there. There's a whole thing called omni-channel marketing where, omnipresent, where we're just out there showing so much stuff that we could do. I've been following you guys. Probably, if you guys are inside of High Level, you guys have heard of James Hurst. I'm in we started a mastermind group with a bunch of us, and James is in there too. And his whole philosophy right now is like, I'm just creating as much content and documenting as many things as I possibly can that go on throughout my day, so that people are engaged with what I'm doing. I'm asking people questions. I'm friending the people that I want to be, I want to do business with. And I'm out there just creating content. So it's even like, what do you prefer for milkshakes or whatever it is? It's just asking questions and getting people to engage. There's a whole ton of things you can do with that is too. So don't be afraid to actually get out there and post and start creating some content around your business, and tell people what you're doing. I know sometimes when we go out there and we start telling people about our business and what we're doing, and we start putting content out, you get people, they don't want to follow you or whatever. But I mean, this is your life too, right? This is your business, and that's where what you want to grow and do. So I mean, I made the transition from, just posting family stuff on Facebook to, here's kind of an open book. Here's what we're doing. And whether it's creating content and videos or whatever, I'm actually getting tons of people, because we've been doing these lives for the last like 10 months now. 10 months now. I'm getting people that I haven't talked to in years messaging me, coming back out, talking to me, asking me stuff, congratulating me on things, following us on things. And I haven't talked to them for years, but they're seeing that content and they're sharing it. And it's just, that's just who we are. And they're happy. They're like, good job. Congratulations. You're doing awesome. I love to see it, And so don't be afraid to go out there and actually post some stuff.
Totally. And the other quick thing is that like social media is meant to be social. So go find, if you're working with restaurants, go start following 5 local restaurants on Instagram and just comment on their posts. Like, that looks amazing. Whatever, like, what time are you open till? Like, just communicate with people, be social. And then don't feel disheartened when you post, but you don't really get a whole lot of, like, maybe just your mom will like that post, or your sister, or your best friend.
That's okay.
But
That's
people are they're still watching, whether they tell you that they are or not. Like, it's interesting. So many clients that we've worked with over the years where, somebody just comes out of the blue and they buy. Like, they don't always need to engage with you and interact with you and like click that like button.
yeah.
They've seen it, so don't stop. Just if it feels like it's crickets, it's not.
Well, really good story, a really good example, and then we can wrap up for today. Was you had a meeting last week with someone you talked to like a year and a half ago about their business, just at a baseball game that you guys are at, and you talked to her about it, and at that time she said, that I'll keep it in mind. A year and a half later, she reached out and said, okay, I'm ready to do something.
Yeah.
So it just happens. There's that whole framework. There's a really good video. I think I should create it. It's just a really good concept of everybody's going for those customers right now. But really, if you build up this whole branding system, you're gonna start attracting people who are ready to buy now, who are ready to buy in 3 weeks, who are ready to buy in 60 days, who are ready to buy in 90 days from now, because they're watching your content, you're creating that content. So maybe they're not ready to buy right now. Everybody's going after that. 90% of businesses are going after those people who are ready to buy right now. But if you position yourself properly with like creating a brand around your stuff, you're going to attract those people right now, but you're also going to attract those people who are watching you, who aren't ready to buy right now, but they're going to be ready in a month, 2 months, 3 months. And they make that decision. So that's where I want you guys to just start building your brand. And then, And then we can run some ads too and attract those people who are like right up front too. So you're going to collect them all rather than just going after the people who are just ready to buy right now.
Love it.
Okay. Be a farmer, not a hunter.
not a hunter.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Be both. There's some downtime when you're a farmer too. Be a farmer, go out there, farm all these things, and then go out and hunt. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know if you guys have any more questions for us today. I appreciate you guys being here. Like always, it's always a blast. It's always a pleasure. And if you guys, I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to talk about We're going to talk about the marketing monetization of this whole system, and we'll just take it from there. I'm excited about it. It's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Talk to you guys later. We'll see you guys.
My limit is an hour, and then my brain is like.
All right. We'll bring the energy tomorrow. Okay. Thanks, you guys. We'll talk to you guys soon.